part 2 of the soup story.
We got to the ad.
Yeah.
Oh, the ad. That's right.
We got to
Okay.
open with the ad, and then we got to message him and be like, "It's going to be on this date," just so that
Perfect.
he knows that it's coming, and
Yeah.
not like
This is another-
waiting every week. Like, "Hey, I sent you guys
sure.
money. What the fuck is happening?" Be like,
Totally.
We record a ton in advance, so we've got a date for you now.
Yeah.
And is this the 3rd ad or 4th? Do we remember? I mean, it's impossible.
There's no way to know.
That's fine.
It's not
It's
even a
not,
thing.
but we refuse to find out.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, and this one, even if this one's on the house,
Me?
Yeah.
Well, he already paid. You didn't pay?
he
He said he sent you money.
yeah, I believe him.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I don't think anybody's trying to scam us out of
Yeah, I don't
whatever
know
this
who's
is.
to believe, his word or my exact transactions on Venmo. So
Yeah.
it's tough.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell him that.
I'm
Let's
fucking around.
I
but
know.
I'm fucking around.
but yeah, I think we should do the ad, and then we can finish the riveting story that we started last week.
My God, we're in the meat of the soup story.
Oh,
like-
the soup, it's not even a soup story. The
It's
soup
about-
is just a part of the.
Soup is a stop on the way to the Jack Reacher story.
It's not even a Jack Reacher story.
I think, watched TV.
It's the Vermont.
That's the big climax is that we watched a show.
You have the
But I think we
were
came
in
on some
Vermont.
good talk. I mean, it's getting us
course.
lots of good stuff. So
Come
I
on.
feel good about the structure.
Totally. We got a talk town thing out of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we got to hear all about Greg's weird Christian women, and
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that story went nowhere.
No way. That went
was
somewhere,
great.
man.
it was
That
great.
went somewhere until you gave up on it.
Yeah.
And then you decided it went nowhere.
We were like, yes, this is.
Well, I know, but I had nothing left.
It's fine.
But it means it was a good story. We wanted.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. Very
Yeah.
exciting.
You hit the end of the road.
I'm trying to find the ad. Does anyone have it? DV. I put Anthony DeVito here. Alex Allison. Oh God.
I think it's, or is it in just the three of us?
It might be.
We have
Yeah.
too much going on.
We
I
We
think
need
it's
a
because
doc.
every time we have a guest, we also start another group text with them. That like if I
got
type in
it.
Anthony and Greg, the number of group texts that come up, it's like a lot.
it's a terrible system.
But I love it, and I don't want it to
Same.
change.
Okay, so this person is trying to sell some rollerblades.
Yes.
And I don't know how.
Are we not supposed to
No,
ever
it's a-
say names?
No,
No, he was holding.
That's the bit.
Oh,
All right, can we-
start this over.
Can we start over?
Just cut him saying.
That'll be fun. So 2 cuts.
That's two.
Yeah, that'll be fun. People will be like, I wonder if they're talking about Azalea Banks
Maybe.
or someone
got great bread.
incendiary. What?
Remember that? But Down Boy with Azalea Banks. Down Boy. He goes, okay, I'm not trying to monopolize this ad space here, but I just got a new one.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Monopolize. He's the only one.
He's the only
Yeah.
one.
So
yeah, you are.
Well, there was one
monopolize
other
all you want.
Yeah.
We can't make you not monopolize it. We're desperately trying for you not to be monopolizing this.
I think this is the perfect place for me to say I have a gently used pair of aggressive inline skates that need a new home. I don't need anything for them. I just want to pay it forward to someone else who can fall in love with skating. Just kidding. Fuck you, Zeke Luco. Fuck you, buddy. Oh, he's back.
Great.
Rudy's
Great
back.
stuff.
Rudy's
man.
back, man.
Yeah.
What a good ad.
And it says, I looked at my Venmo and I have paid Anthony a total of $60. So,
This is ad number 3.
Awesome.
yeah, Zeke, where the hell you at? The response.
Yeah.
Damn.
You got a
Zeke.
response, man.
Everyone is awaiting with bated breath how you will respond.
You look like a fool. Pay us
Yeah.
that cash. Or keep being a fool.
Rudy's going so hard on him. He's doing bits on him now.
He's doing
Yeah.
bits.
You know,
Yeah.
Inline
it's not
skates.
even just he's going at him direct. Now he's doing bits.
Bits.
Also, it's like you can't offer gently used rollerblades on this podcast because I will take them. So if that's real, I will take those little blades. Well, what size?
Yeah, I think the size is the issue.
the size is what matters. Any size to me.
I don't
like
know
to
if
just-
they exist based on that ad.
Yeah, I don't think that it
That's-
is. I don't think he was like, I'm being serious about both.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe that
I
would
don't
be
know, man.
incredible.
That'd be awesome if there's also rollerblades and insults.
Man, yeah, Zeke's got to come at this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It would probably, I would say, for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
What if
And if you want to buy an ad, you can, I think, Venmo Anthony $20.
$20, get yourself up there.
We'll say whatever you want.
What if this ends badly between
the two brothers.
the two brothers?
Well,
They just kill each
we
other?
What if
will
we have to
be-
go to court?
I
This
was
is
gonna say, we
evidence.
will be witnesses.
Well, then I would demand the jury listen to every episode of this podcast.
Well, sure.
To
Yeah,
really
well, they would
understand what
have
was
to.
happening.
Because we
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to tell them where the ads are. So
Oh, we don't remember.
there's not like paperwork for like that was in episode 14.
Yeah.
We just read it when we remembered weeks after it was purchased.
That would be so great if I was on a jury and I had to listen to 14 hours of a comedy podcast to try to
Amazing.
put something together.
Yeah.
You know?
So funny. Then they become fans of the podcast because
Yeah.
of that.
Oh, I
That's-
was on the
so-
murder trial.
Yes. That's how we have to get people listening to this thing. We have to be implicated in more murders where we read the ads between two people that tried to kill each other.
Yeah, and we can't place
murder
the ads.
was life-shatteringly brutal and it ruined my life. But what I got, the silver lining is I'm a Patreon member. Yeah. So where were we a week ago?
The cliffhanger from last week
Where did we leave off?
is that we know that there's socks and underwear that need to be purchased. You haven't been able to find them because it's all Helly Hansen. This woman asked you to take a lap. I still don't know what you did on the lap before you went back to the restaurant, though.
We just did a lap.
You just walked around
Yeah,
the
I
block
think we
and went
maybe
back
went
in.
to a bunch of stores, but we didn't get any socks. There were no socks.
No, yeah.
We didn't find socks or underwear yet.
So you just kind of milled around for the 15 minutes that you needed to mill around.
Yeah, but then we took longer because nowhere. Yeah, like Greg was saying, no stores. It's always these like very.
Yeah.
It's very suited to the people who live there.
Yeah.
So
Visiting there.
visiting there
That are
and or
living.
living
And
there.
live there.
No, or there's just like socks that are high performance
Right.
mountain climbing socks.
Right, because the Target these people are going to purchase their reggies, the
Right.
regular socks,
Yeah, yeah.
is not where the tourist it's
Right.
It's the specialty area and tourist combined.
And I should say, a lot of people at home right now go, Greg, why don't you just buy the high performance socks? And if you know Greg, if you are a
Yeah.
Greg fan, you know that I have such severe eczema on my feet that I need a specific pair of socks, which is
What is
mostly
the
just
pair you like?
cotton,
Yeah.
like regular, any kind of synthetic thing in there, any kind
yeah,
of like
I don't love a synthetic sock.
it over sweats me.
Me too.
And then my feet itch.
Yeah.
And so like I can't get those.
No, I need cotton.
I need cotton.
Yeah.
Oh, Goodfellas from
It's gotta
Target.
breathe.
So
Gotta
yeah,
breathe.
we went to almost every store because then at some point you start like in your head you're
Yep.
like, I don't know, Ben and Jerry's, maybe they have,
Right.
maybe they
like,
do a sock.
I could see a bookstore selling the sock.
You
Like I
start
could
to
see,
do
like
that,
I'm like
yeah.
I could get myself there. I've been in
Exactly.
a bookstore that's like we have these 3 pairs of like they're stupid but they're here
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
need them.
Yeah, and I think a town like that too.
Yes.
You go, I don't know. I kind of don't know what they're doing here.
Right.
They're like
Yes.
it's like a Disneyland kind of a
Yes.
place. This isn't a real place.
And you imagine something along the way is gonna be a general store. Like
Yes.
that's like the vibe where I'm just like, they just have sundries.
We went into a vintage shop. No socks because they don't sell vintage socks. But
Right,
you think
'cause
that they might.
that's-
We're in the vintage store, like, well, I'm sure you sell vintage clothes here, but maybe you have fresh socks.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Right. It's like
No.
a one-stop shop for clothing.
Right.
All of it resold except for the things that
Right.
should never be resold.
They literally had clothing that was custom clothing. This was just made by people in the town.
Yep.
That they would sell.
But you're like, can I get a cotton sock? And everyone's like, not for under $80, you can't.
Pal.
By the way, custom clothing, from what I saw on the rack, is mainly just shirts that look like quilts.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
yes.
really
yes,
all
yeah.
it was.
That's, I mean, I don't, that's what I was envisioning without
Yeah,
you even explaining
with
it.
kind of a vague political slogan on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it would just be like half a wool sweater with like stitched poorly with like a silk dress.
No
Yes.
more Muppet meat. What? Are they eating Muppets up here? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, at this point, I am now thinking, what can I fashion into socks? I'm like, we're not getting
Right,
socks.
right.
Can I buy something else that's sock related? Like maybe I'll get a
Right,
bunch of hand
pillowcase.
towels and just put those in there. A pillowcase would have been great.
So we go, all right. So we have, I think, 15 minutes before the pho place is going to open for us.
Yeah.
We're kind of striking out with socks. So we're like, let's walk back to the hotel. We'll take an edible and then we'll go back and we'll eat.
Smart.
And this is the first
I don't
time
know why
got
you
high.
didn't do that before you left the first time.
I think because we wanted to get the mission done. I think if we were
I see.
a little bit high, I think we were both even a little bit high. We were too worried because it was. I mean, the snow was coming down.
No, it is. That is like you have to walk slower. You have to be careful. Like I get. Like
Yeah.
You don't want to ruin the high with now I'm uncomfortable. Like
Yes.
right.
you were like, no, let's get the pho. Let's get back and get cozy, and we'll be high.
And we'll potentially, to get socks, we'd have to walk into like 50 different businesses.
Right.
The last thing you want to do
Right.
on an edible is make small talk with 100
Yeah, with
strangers.
being in a lot of different point of service scenarios.
Right.
Yeah. And having to explain what you want. That's the
Oh,
word.
oh no, no.
Answering a question high is awful. Having to drum up an explanation
Having to
of
be the
what you
genesis
want.
of something that's
Yeah.
of a need.
Also, when you're walking into shops that probably don't have socks, looking for socks, when you're high,
Oh my God.
it's like I might walk into a bowling alley. Like, do you guys sell socks here? And
Honestly,
they're
a
like, no.
bowling
And I'm like,
alley
what?
is a place I would bet that sells
You
socks.
might, but they probably don't. And if they don't, they're gonna give you a look.
And then I get very anxious. Like even if I'm not high and I go into a store trying to buy something that I assume they would actually sell and they don't, or like I don't see what I want, then the leaving I get very I'm like, it's not that I don't like it here.
Yeah.
I still approve. Like you're doing a great job, but what I need is, and it's like I've worked in retail. I know that you're just like, I don't care. Please get out of
Totally.
here.
Yes.
Go away.
You walk out of there with a snowboard.
Yeah.
And because you felt guilty
I'm like,
and
I
weird.
guess I should buy. What's the weirdest coffee you sell?
That's
Like,
the thing, yeah, exactly. I'm like, you know what? Give me a number 3 deluxe with pepper jack cheese. And do you guys have socks? Oh no, okay, no, and two of those. You know,
And you know the nightmare too of like at some point maybe the word sock doesn't come to you, so then you're explaining
feet covers.
Yes.
coverings,
Yeah.
and then they go, "Do
You're
you
like,
mean
inside shoes,
socks?"
interior shoes.
Yeah,
And they go,
then-
this is the police station. Well, maybe it lost and found. I don't know.
I think in Talktown,
Yeah.
if you are high, you should be able to like press a button when you walk into the store that's like, heads up. I'm sorry already.
Well, t-shirts.
Great.
Well, I think we have high translators that are high Ubers that you could order from.
Yes.
We could call your Uber, the guy comes.
He's
but
like-
also t-shirts that I do want to say that say, hey, I'm too high for this shit. And you can just wear that. You wear that and people go, hey, he's too high for this.
And it's like, oh, here I am trying to like order pizza at a hat store. And it's like, we know.
We know, man.
It's
We
okay.
get it.
You ought to go next door and you could leave without buying anything. It's fine.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like just somebody who's going to be like a little bit more of a Sherpa for you instead of just like an arms crossed, like, stop wasting my time.
Yeah.
Can I
and,
do a-
and you leave through a different door.
Yeah.
Here's an easy door. You
Yeah.
don't got to do a push pull.
No.
That'll maybe drive you crazy.
No.
You just it's a bunch of those bead thingies. They kind of feel nice on you as you're walking
Okay.
by. Yeah.
Love that.
Quick aside, I was way too high in a casino. Stop me if you heard this one. I'm at a Jersey Mike's trying to order food. So stoned, I couldn't find my wallet, and it was only my pockets. And I'm just going, And the guy behind me goes, old guy, furious. He goes, well, you don't bring money to a restaurant? Like you don't bring money with you to a restaurant or something? And he was very aggressive, very angry. And I just turned around and I looked at him and I went, this is why your children don't call you. And he went, I swear to God, he went, oh, like it hit. It fucking hit.
That's
and
nice.
I turned around and I remember the cashier was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like fuck that guy and you fucking nailed him.
It's like using the bulimic thing.
What?
Oh, it was the
Yay!
bulimic thing.
What do you
know
mean?
it? He said how
Like that he knows everybody's
like
insecurities.
Unbreakable, I could know their insecurities. I used it for good. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, I'll
yeah.
tell you this though: if you're in a casino and it's an old guy and he's angry, the
Yeah.
chances are his kids probably aren't calling him.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
sucks already for many reasons.
Like, dude, the guy, the cashier's probably too like, yeah, and this isn't a restaurant. So thank you.
Yeah, he goes, this is a sock store. The one time.
This is a Jersey Mike's.
So yes,
You decide to go back to the hotel to take an edible
Oh.
and then go get the soup.
Another thing with the I'm too high for this shit. Are we limiting that to high? Are we also like I'm too old for this shit? I'm too. you know-
Danny Glover's got the rights to that. Without getting sued, we can't.
But
But I'm
like-
getting you over this shit.
Yeah, or like if you're sick in some, it's like
Right.
I'm sick. Just quit faster. Do it all
Yeah,
faster.
you
I
know
like
a
the-
little bit of the person you're interacting with.
Well,
Yeah.
I like the bumper stickers that say like, "Please be patient. I'm a new driver." Right. Just those. Please be
Yes.
patient. I'm very high.
Oh, please
Right.
be patient,
Please be
and then like
patient,
you
I'm
could
very
kind of
high.
swap in some stuff. Like, please be patient.
Velcro.
I hurt my foot.
Yeah,
I hurt my foot.
yeah. You get a bunch of in the mail.
Yeah.
you get a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff. You can slap it right over.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of like service dog, but it's the same thing. It's a vest. Please be patient. I'm very high.
Yes,
We
yes.
could sell that shirt and make a lot of money. I'm going to put that one up tonight. And
It's a great idea.
I'll take all of the profits. No, I'll share them with everybody because
All
that
right.
was a group thing. So we go to get the edible, and before I don't want to forget,
How far is the pho from the hotel?
no
Less
snow,
than 10-minute walk.
Less than 10
no
minutes.
snow, 4 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Snow,
Snow,
slows
15.
it down.
10 to 15.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
And that
really
kind of
coming
snow.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal snow.
And did you guys have enough of the right clothes for that weather?
Good question.
One time in my life, this is the one time in my life I went, I'm going to Vermont. I'm bringing my boots.
Going to Vermont in February, like a pretty good, that's a good idea to bring the
Yeah,
boots.
it's like I'm bringing my boots. I didn't look at the weather. I just brought them. And then I hate to steal Anthony's thunder. The day before, when it wasn't snowing, Anthony looked at these sneakers and we both went, hey, those are pretty cool. He bought them and then retroactively was like, I think these are boots.
Yeah.
Remember, they weren't
It was
boots,
huge.
but they just happened to be boots.
They happen to be boots.
happen to be boots.
We wouldn't have 2
You bought
podcast
them-
episodes if I hadn't bought these shoes.
Where'd you buy
Yeah.
them?
I bought them
Like
just
before you went or when you were there?
when I was there. 'Cause
You know-
we were walking around during our great
yeah, when it
excursion the
wasn't
day
snowing.
before when
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't snowing. Pre-snow, they just look like cool New Balances. So I'm
Really
like,
cool.
Yeah, I'm going to buy these.
Interesting.
Then, a blizzard, and all of a sudden, I'm walking around in these things. My feet are dry, and I was like, oh, these are
I
weatherproof
bet most of the
boots.
shoes in Vermont are boots.
Yeah, I think it's a good move.
They were really cool too.
Yep.
I noticed you're not wearing them.
No, well,
That's
it's nice out today.
50 degrees outside.
Yeah, very, very fair. Very
I'm
fair.
trying to keep these things as weatherproof as they can be.
Yes.
I'm not trying to break down the barrier.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they work.
And I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I
Please.
don't
So you-
want to forget. We must also speak to what we noticed about the women in Vermont.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
go
We will
Greg.
get to that. We'll
But you
get
guys
there.
had the right clothes. So, you guys had the right coats. You had hats. You
I
had
did not
boots.
have the right coat. I lost my coat, and I was gonna ask our fans that because I don't want to buy a new jacket. Does anybody have a jacket?
I
need
can
a new
borrow
ja-
for the weekend.
I just need a jacket, and I really don't. I'm not poor, and I'm doing all right. But if you happen to have,
But
like
to buy a second one just for a day is very annoying.
yeah, and I have
It's
a
kind
jacket.
of a cool move, too, when you go on the road. You go, to everybody out there, I'm coming to your town. I'll wear your clothes for the weekend. Get to
Yeah.
see how you look on me.
Yeah,
Kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
I
wanna-
like that.
really nice. I would like a really nice jacket that someone just doesn't. That's just sitting in someone's closet. 'Cause I don't wanna-
Everybody's got something like that.
right. Because I got one that I'm wearing, but I don't like it because there's no hood, and you need a
You need a
fucking
hood.
hood, right? I need a
For
hooded
17 inches, you need a hood.
North Face. I'm looking for a free North Face jacket. To any of the fans
All
out
right.
there.
Well, if you have a
It's a
free,
big ask, but if you got
yeah,
one.
if you've
ask.
got one and
But maybe they
it's
do.
Greg's size,
Well, that's the thing. Like sometimes you just have stuff. If I gotta go. Oh fuck! If one of my favorite podcasts, what's that Nazi podcast I listen to? If somebody was asking, I was like, oh, I happen to have an extra pair of rollerblades. I'd give them out to Heinman Gunbingen. It's a very big Nazi podcast.
Okay, so we go.
so it's like
get-
a 10-15 minute walk. You
get
get back
the
to the
edible.
hotel. You get the edible. You take it there.
Take it there.
Yep.
Or on the way.
What was it?
Doesn't matter. It's like a
gummy?
sleepy time gummy.
Which I wish you had told me
Oh yeah,
because later on in the night we were both asleep at 7:00.
amazing snow day.
Yeah, like we both fell asleep in the hotel room, and you're like, I'm calling it. You called it.
Did you guys share a hotel
What's
room?
8:30?
No, they gave him his own hotel
Right next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're too old for that now. As much as that's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun in theory, and then you're like, I can hear you breathe.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
private bathroom time.
yeah.
So we get back to the Vietnamese spot. And I would say, we're a little past the opening. So, you
Yeah,
know,
now you're
3:05.
well outside of the it's too early window.
Well, I wanted that lady to sweat a little bit.
Yeah, I
I
think
wanted to
we-
think she
we-
lost
right.
us as customers.
I honestly, great.
Yeah, She
Yeah.
could let us in and sat.
So, we get in there, and then this was what you got mad at, was we sat down, and
Anybody else there?
nobody else was there.
Okay.
It's just, and at least we're just sitting there for about 10 minutes. In high time, that's about an hour and a half.
And also, this lady left
Oh. whole
the
day.
door open. And I was like, what are you doing?
Left the door
It's freezing.
open.
I said, hey, do you mind if I close that door? And she's like, oh, yeah, it's just a little hot in the kitchen. And I was like, you're ruining my flow. There's a vibe here, and it's not Chilly Willy, okay?
Okay.
So she shut the door for us. That was not an argument.
So 10 minutes goes by, and she hasn't served us yet. There's nobody else in there. And then at some point,
Now, do you have a menu already?
Hang on, Anthony's going to explain.
we got menus. Yeah, we got menus. You're fine.
No, there was not menus yet.
No, there were menus because we knew what we wanted.
Right, there
The
was
problem
menus.
was an ask away.
Yeah. I'm going to.
This guy.
I don't know why you won't take the questions.
I'm not going to even I'm not going to be a hypocrite here.
I'm fine if you say I'm about to get to that.
Okay,
That's
okay.
fine. But
That's fine.
I sometimes need. I'm like, I need the whole scene.
I hear you.
Right.
I hear
need
you.
every detail. My
hear
world
you.
is very small.
Totally.
So everything in it feels very big.
Yeah,
Also,
you're a detail
not a
oriented.
lot happens in this story. So the more questions
Yeah.
you
Right.
can
I was like, we would have finished it 20 minutes into the last episode if
Yeah.
we hadn't stopped and
There's
had a lot of.
no reason to tell this story. There's definitely no reason to make this a 2-episode arc. So
A 2-episode arc of how
It's
Greg and
very
Anthony
true.
watched TV.
Yeah, exactly, man. The fact that we're extending this thing
Yes.
is wild. to me.
I was even worried, like, do I bring it up? Not much happened on the trip. Oh, yeah. we
Well,
could,
that's 2 hours
I'll
worth of
tell you right
talking.
now who's carrying this thing is Lively.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, all right.
I
I can admit when I'm wrong.
yeah.
And
All
I
right.
wasn't wrong.
But
You
you
Oh,
need
need to
about
do
dyeing
sheer
my
force
hair.
of will to not only pay attention to
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
but then to also interject
Sure.
is like a feat in itself.
Right.
So anyway, so there's a barcode on the table. I notice after 10 minutes. So I go,
Yeah.
I think we have
20
to
minutes.
order
I
20 minutes. I'll give you that.
The QR code, everything's the phone.
So you would have been with me on this.
I don't like that. I want to pick up a menu and hold it. I don't want to have my phone on the table necessarily.
Yeah.
And I especially don't like if it's like, oh, use this to order too. I'm like, then I'll just go home.
Right.
Right. Also, then why is the server here?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Pick a street
Yeah.
restaurant.
Right.
And this whole time, and Greg and I had driven up 5 hours on the way there.
Yeah, no, it's a long drive.
We're talking a lot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I honestly,
And you're at Sunday now.
yes.
So
and this
you've
is-
had a whole weekend of stuff.
We've had a whole 17 years of stuff.
Well, yeah, but
and,
like
and tack on that.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 48 hours plus 17 years of just concentrated friendship.
More than 17.
Yeah. I think we're in the 20s now.
We're in the 20s.
You must be in the 20s.
Yeah,
so
we're in the 20s.
yeah, we should do an anniversary
We could
show too.
fuck
like an
our-
SNL 50.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can fuck.
We
I'm
can
Bring
sorry.
fuck-
all the
we can-
characters
No.
back.
I'm sorry, Greg. What's this going to be?
We could fuck a relationship. It's old enough. And it wouldn't be weird. You know, it's well past 17, 18
How
years
did
old.
you end up bringing the concept of pedophilia into this?
It's not pedophilia. Our relationship
You're
is well
saying
past.
you're like, oh, our relationship puts us outside of the pedophilia. Like you're talking about the constraints of pedophilia.
If our
as-
relationship became a sentient being and walked in the room and was hot, I
could
would
have
have
sex
no
with it.
problem having sex with it.
yes, but the only reason you're saying that is because there was a time when it wasn't, which is again pedophilia, something that comes
only
up.
pedophilia if you
You're
don't
telling
want
a
to.
story about you two watching TV, and you somehow got us
You
there.
love pedophilia.
You
and
do.
to be fair, if our friendship blossomed in other states, we could have fucked it years ago.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, right,
Alabama,
right.
get out of here.
Right. Right.
So and the whole
Our relationship could drink legally.
happy,
Yes.
happy now, mom.
Yes,
So
I am.
so and the whole car ride up, and Greg and I
Just the two of you driving?
Just me, baby.
we should have got a driver.
We should have.
Looking
Oh,
back, we should have got a driver.
Well, I was just
But-
you weren't bringing somebody else.
No,
up there.
no, just the two of us. And Greg has been on Wellbutrin, and I've noticed real change in you're
Yeah.
a lot more relaxed. You're
are
less
way more relaxed.
stuck in sort of these frustrated loops that you would get
Yes.
stuck in. And I was really praising you for that. And you're more patient. Your anger, it doesn't happen as quickly.
Sure.
So I was really like,
But you're still coming as fast.
I'll tell you this. Yeah. And I didn't take it today, so maybe that's why I'm yelling at Allison so much. Maybe. But
Okay.
I think
but
also,
even
not
this,
yelling at you.
yeah,
Maybe I am.
you're yelling
It's fine.
less.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right. Yes.
So just slower to anger, I would say, is a
Yes.
big thing I've noticed. And I was like, we're talking to him about this. So the barcode thing happens and Greg sees red immediately. Yeah, I was
But there's
furious.
some things
And you
that
gotta-
like no matter how in control or
Yeah.
how like centered I feel about everything else in my life, there will be like little things where I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're waiting 20 minutes, and I look at the thing and I go, we were supposed to order ourselves? And I'm like, are you out?
It was an order.
Yeah. And I'm
That's not good.
enraged. And I'm like,
I'd
are
be
you
s-
fucking crazy?
Like also like say that when we sit down.
absolutely.
Now, I'm not saying that woman might not have said it.
She did not.
She didn't know.
Okay.
And I'm not saying he's wrong. It was just very funny because it was this like idyllic snow day. We're off work.
Right.
All
Yes.
these things. And then that barcode thing happened. And I was like, lock the doors.
Yeah.
Well, you thought you were going to eat at 2:45. Now it's what, 3:20?
307.
You know what though? As you're saying this, and I think you're right about every bit of this, and I think you were right to be that mad.
I was mad. I was
'Cause-
hungry.
yeah.
But I was uncontrollably mad. I was uncontrollably mad.
It wasn't in line with how mad you should be.
But we were beautiful, and we're about to have my favorite soup.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm angry. And if you don't mind, I just remember, I was like, what the? And I went, you know what? I'm very mad right now.
Yeah, you did do that.
And I don't know that I need to be this mad.
Yes.
And then she walks over and she goes, if you guys are ready, I'll take your order. And so, yes, they have a QR code thing going, but there is still a full
Wait.
functioning waitress.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Wild.
Right.
Like just do one and then make it very clear which one it is to everybody the second you come in.
Yeah.
It was still left over, I think, from the COVID times.
Yeah.
You know
what
what
I
we
mean?
should have done 1-on-1? We should have
What?
went. He's gonna do
Oh.
the server. I'm gonna do
I'm
the
gonna do
QR
the-
code.
and then-
Yeah, let's do who's faster. This is a
Like it's
real
not the same person bringing it out.
John Henry, the machine versus the man. Who's gonna cut more fucking logs? Let's see if you're faster than the QR code, lady. You know,
Right. So then we got. This was a cool move too. This was a cool ordering move.
Yeah,
that
I was
you
gonna say,
did.
tell
I did
me,
what I
walk
do.
me,
Yeah.
walk me through the
so
order.
we got 2 phas, but then we got a
What did you-
banh mi sandwich to split as an appetizer.
Well, like what? First of all, what pho did you get?
I know I get the same
Beef.
one every time, and I can't ever stop because I love
Beef.
it so much. The beef
yeah,
was
it was
good.
a beef pho.
Both got beef.
Yeah.
I do
Fuck.
chicken sometimes if it's not.
I want to.
I don't love the chicken one here because it's the grill. It's like the grilled chicken they put in a sandwich, and I like the
The
shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
All right.
I
So
can
2
never-
beef fuzz, and then you split a banh mi. I love that as an order.
Yeah. Split
That
a
is
banh mi.
genius.
Right, and I almost did another banh mi.
I mean,
It was a banh mi dessert.
yeah.
I love a banh mi.
Let's do another round.
It's so funny where you can just throw it at the end and go, it's a dessert now.
Yeah.
It's the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn right, man. Ice it down.
That bread's
Make it
almost
cold.
sweet. It's so delicious.
Yeah.
So
I love a
you have
banh
the
mi
pho, you
sandwich.
split a banh mi.
Yeah, I love a pho that I can never. Like I said, I got a brisket one because I love it so much that I can never stray from the order because nothing's beating it.
I get it.
And then I love a
I love a banh mi.
So banh mi. What I like to do at a restaurant usually is I'll get an omelet and then I get a pancakes and we split the pancakes.
Yeah, I like of the sweet breakfasts, I would prefer a French toast, but I also like a pancake
No, I'm saying you order pancakes to
for
share.
the table. For the table.
Oh, pancake for
No,
the-
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
It's like if you're gonna pick a sweet thing for the table, I'm more of a French toast gal, but I like a pancake
They
too.
just don't give you enough.
I think it depends on where you are.
You getting a French toast that's enough for 3 people?
If you have other stuff on the table, yeah.
I think so. French toast, they're so thick.
Yeah, it's like 3 pieces of bread usually.
Yeah, man, that's
You can each have like a whole triangle of it usually.
I want a full
Yeah.
stack.
I don't think you need more than a couple bites
That's
with
the
a
thing
French
is
toast.
I just want a couple bites of a pancake or a
Yep.
French toast. I'll say I don't need a waffle.
All right.
those are all under. Those are they're not over 5 bites to me. All those.
Agreed.
Maybe I'd say 3.
Yeah.
Did I tell you my favorite thing in the world?
No.
Is I make a kunyai. Kunyai is grandma.
Uh-huh.
Kunyai does a blueberry pancake or She makes great pancakes. And I do a cream cheese layer. I put cream cheese on top, and then I do a hard-boiled egg, and I make a taco. Oh yeah, we've talked about this. These are my breakfast tacos I make. They're
Oh,
my favorite
sure.
things.
We have.
We've talked about breakfast tacos. I think. Well, I've talked about breakfast tacos with somebody.
You talked to me not on the podcast about making a pizza with a pancake, like a breakfast pizza with a pancake as a crust, and then you asked Natasha about it, and she was like, "It would never work."
I never talked about that.
You messaged it to her.
Oh, message. Okay, because I've never seen that woman in person.
No, I know.
I'm waiting to meet
I
her
know
in
she's
person.
dying. She brought it up the other day. She was like, "When are you guys going to do a live podcast? Because I got to meet Greg."
Oh, very exciting.
Gotta do a
I
live
gotta lose a lot of-
cooking episode with her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
Maybe
fun.
for the Patreon, we do a cooking thing with Natasha.
yeah. There we go.
That'd be fun.
That's something.
Yeah, I'll make meatballs. I
All
won't
right.
make meatballs. I don't cook.
Oh, all right. So we eat.
What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 when it comes to pho and banh mi? Like, was it? were
Every
you like?
pho is a 10.
Oh.
Sometimes it's a 10.1, sometimes it's 10.2.
Okay, so you're still on the one. You're still on a 1 to 10, but there's just a 10 in front of it.
This is
I've
a cool
never-
scale. 10 is always for effort. You did it. You did the whole. And you get a 10 for.
I've never had a bad pho.
Yeah, it's
Ever.
always
I've
like it's
only-
pretty consistent.
consistent across the board.
How was the banh mi?
Great.
Yeah, it was really great. It was
Also,
really
have
good.
a banh mi as a appetizer.
was
Just
awesome.
Genius.
Yeah.
It's great.
I didn't dip it. We should have dipped it. I
I'm
would've thrown
thinking
it away.
it's so funny, man. That's exactly what I thought right now.
French dip
Did you finish
with
it?
a pho.
Did you finish it because it came first and you finished it before the pho, or did you just not think of it because you were like
We were super high.
pivoting? Yeah,
The Vietnamese dip. It's
Yeah.
a pho. It's a pho
it's a pho with a
and a
banh
banh
mi.
mi.
Can I say this? You call it the Japanese dip.
I just said that.
You don't say
No,
Vietnamese.
Wait,
You call,
that's
you
a-
call it a
Oh,
We're
Japanese.
going
Nice.
back to
Yeah,
the beginning of the last
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, hell
For
yeah,
everybody
man.
else, that's 8 days ago.
Oh yeah. The big China dip.
So,
he knows when you're in the dip. That's an inside joke between my son. My son sings. He sings Santa, and he goes, "He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're in the dip." I was like, "What the hell's the dip?" So in his bed, there's a dip,
Oh,
and my wife is always like, "Don't go in the dip. Stay at the dip." And he knows when you're in the dip. Makes me laugh. I love my son. I love my
cute.
children. Anyway, what's say again?
So we eat. Yeah. We
and
eat-
it was good.
It was good. It was great.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was really great.
Unbelievable. And now we're starting to get pretty high.
And did your
Yeah.
attitude turn around?
Well, once I recognized that I was full of rage,
Yeah.
I was like, "There's no need to be in rage."
I think this is also Wellbutrin.
That's
he
the
walked
big
away.
difference, man.
He walked away.
Is
Welcome. You were just sleeping back there? All right, some guy. I like to call him some guy. It's so funny to me. But they don't. The fans don't know that.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah, I think that recognition of rage and then being like, this is what's happening. I have control of it.
But here's the thing.
huge.
Before the Wellbutrin, I would recognize a rage, and the rage would go, yeah, I'm not going anywhere, pal.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, rage is here. Guess everyone's got, that's who we are now. But this was like, rage is here. Like, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Get back to bed.
Get out of
You
here.
don't need
It's
to
not
be
time
here.
for that.
There's a
Yeah.
barcode rage.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So yeah. Then we go, I don't know. Yeah, I think we just eat and go back home.
And
We're
go back
pretty
home.
high.
You didn't make another stop or anything?
no, I've never.
And did you, were you worried, like, I'm going to need food and drink for an hour from now when I'm high? Even though you were just
We
eating?
got cookies at the downstairs. Oh, what? I never told you I stole those Butterfinger bites. I was very high,
Man.
and they
makes
do
sense.
like
Butterfingers are so good.
Butterfinger bites, and there was the cashier. You ring yourself up. The
Oh,
thing
yeah.
wasn't working. I look over. There's no concierge. Well, guess what?
I'm not
pal?
jumping through hoops for candy.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
having
even know if you guys
these-
have police in Burlington.
Right. Right. So I stole those. I ate. Anthony had one. I ate the whole fucking bag. I was still mad at myself.
I know.
The whole bag,
It's
and
so
individually
hard.
wrapped. So I opened
Oh,
every
wow.
single one.
Okay. Oh,
and
so they
ate
were the
them all.
mini, like the mini Butterfingers.
The mini Butterfingers.
A bag of the minis
A
that were
bag
individually
used
wrapped.
for trick or treating, and I ate the whole fucking bag.
Why don't they have, you know how they would have them on like cigarettes in Europe? I mean, it's disgusting what they do on the cigarettes.
Oh,
Where they
yeah,
have
like the bad lungs and like.
yeah,
like,
they should
fume
do
too.
that with Butterfingers, but it's just a picture of you a little fatter.
Let me
Yeah.
one up you.
Yeah,
Because that's
just
not
show me on
stopping
the toilet.
Hey, that's not
There's
stopping
what it's
me.
going to do.
That's not stopping me because I'm laying on bed and it's dark probably. What they need to do is layer the bag, and each individually wrapped one progressively gets harder to open.
There it is.
Fun.
You know what I
That's
mean?
great.
Great.
So like the first ones are like they're riveted. Maybe the top ones are Ziploc. You just pull them open.
Yeah.
But the bottom ones, there's no nub, there's no pull string. They grease them a little
Yes.
bit, so you gotta
They
like.
grease that. Your
Yeah.
hands will be greasy
Yeah,
by the
just
time you get
grease.
to them. You're eating Butterfingers.
Yeah, you're literally buttered fingers. Yeah,
That didn't stop you.
did not stop me. Ate the whole bag, and I was embarrassed of myself. I kept making quick. I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I was just throwing out the garbage in the thing, and then I think Anthony was like, "Can I have one more?" And I was like,
No.
They're gone, brother."
I went to the movies
Your
once
grandmother's
many
dead.
years ago, high with some friends, and I got Butterfinger, like the movie Butterfingers in the cardboard. This was like in college, and I got those, and I was next to Natasha, and at some point she was like, "Can I have one of those?" And I was like, "They're gone," and she was like, "We're still in the trailer."
Yeah,
Yeah, they're really good.
they've been
I don't get that kind of candy very often.
yeah, man, yeah, Butterfingers. I remember when they first came out. Bart because Bart
Yeah, Bart
Simpson
Simpson.
was synonymous with Butterfingers.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'll say this: I don't like a full butter. I don't like a candy.
I agree
bar.
with
No, I like the
bites.
mini.
The bites are the only way to go.
Yeah.
I think that was Butterfingers' problem. Is Butterfingers one with a long bar
Yes,
too?
and you
They
don't need-
expect you don't need that much Butterfinger.
No.
No, you need that much. You just need it in small bursts.
Small bursts, 100%.
Yeah, you can't be like holding it.
Yeah, because you got to. It's in your teeth.
Yeah, it's because you need a minute in between. Like you gotta
Yep.
like recover from
Yeah.
each from the minis, from the bites.
Yeah, and I would even say then if you're gonna do a long bar, it's broken up into 4 pieces or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so
You
you,
know?
can like break like
You
Cadbury does that with the fruit and nut bar. the
Yeah,
small
you
fruit
just
and
need
nut
a little
bars.
bit more time. That
Yeah.
time to open it. That
Yeah.
you need a
And
little
like
bit more thinking time.
a pre-designed break for me where it's like I have had one now instead
Yep.
of taking like a bite and be like, well, I'll have another bite.
Right.
Totally.
Like it's like if it's like, oh, that you broke off a piece, then I'm like, okay, then I can take a minute.
Right.
Yeah, I think some bars, and I think Butterfinger is one of them that needs to be done like that.
Yeah.
I think almost all of them do.
I like Hershey's. I like what
But it's
I like what
you
Hershey's
break-
does with the squares.
Yes,
that's
okay,
what I mean.
see. I wish that I'm a big Nestle's Crunch fan. That's one of my favorite candies. And
Classic.
theirs is just remember when it used to come in foil with
Yeah.
paper around it? Ugh, amazing.
Foil is a better candy.
Objectively. But it's just one big bar that like has like crunch like written on it with some stripes or something, but it's not. It is just one brick of chocolate.
But they perforate it for you, so you can make
it's
your own little.
not perforated.
Oh, right. It is just the big one.
It is just the big word.
Wow.
So I would like if they could, if they're listening, if the fine folks at Nestle could stop stealing the world's water or whatever they're doing, and please just make the crunch bar perforated.
It's crazy.
Two
that
things.
Yeah.
Nestle-
First, the water.
was like, hey, like we're doing really good candy bars, but they got so powerful that they've also decided to own the water and become one
Insane
of the
that
worst companies
Nestle
ever.
is the company that owns the water.
They're one of the worst companies. I got on
Yes.
a Nestle Reddit that's like, oh, it's not just the water. Like they're ruining
they're
everything.
Terrible.
Yeah. Did I also tell you?
But I love a crunch bar.
Quick aside. I do believe that you should buy caskets as just regular furniture, and you sleep. I think instead of having bedrooms, you just have caskets in the living room that you sleep in, so you don't need a full room for quietness. It keeps everything quiet. I think people should be sleeping in caskets. It's just very comfortable,
and it maybe
Like a
would get you
vampire.
more accepting of death.
Yeah, I guess. I just think you don't use the casket anyway.
I don't want to sleep in an airtight box.
It doesn't be airtight. You can still push it open. I also think it should be built into the couch.
Also,
so
like-
there's a bed underneath this couch that you lay in.
I move around at night so much.
Oh yeah.
And that would be not possible if I slept in a casket.
Yeah. Also getting up.
Yeah, man.
Like in the
getting
middle
up
of the
to
night, if you
pee.
like have to pee and now I have to lift the top of a coffin.
It just seems so comfortable.
No, it doesn't.
I don't
It
know,
seems
man.
claustrophobic
Yeah.
and scary.
A bigger coffin.
Like a California king.
A California coffin. Yeah.
So now we're just back to beds.
Well-
bed with a top.
Yeah, bed with the top.
At the top.
Bed with the top. Also, mosquitoes aren't going to bother you.
What's happening in your house that mosquitoes are a big part of?
You sleeping in the outdoors, man?
Don't even quit that shit because you know mosquitoes are a problem in Astoria.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's worth. I mean, maybe if
I get, like,
when
one in
mosquito
the
season,
house.
it's when it's not mosquito season. I think. I don't think you're gonna want it.
I'll say this too. Probably gonna get really hot in that coffin.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I sleep so
we
hot.
got some kinks.
Sure, but that's fine. Bring something to the table.
Yeah.
That's
No,
fine.
it's like it's a workshopping experience.
All right,
Yeah.
and now back to
So,
John.
okay. So
Oh,
you
but
guys.
we gotta talk about what we did in the hotel room.
Well,
That's
yeah.
what I said,
So
back to
like
John
you get
Reacher.
back to the hotel room.
Well,
You've
here's-
had the the banh mi. You still don't really have socks and underwear, but that's kind of
So I want to say this,
and it's about 5:30.
all right.
I want to say this, but also this is another thing that I want our fans to know that they should be doing, and I would argue that hotels should also be doing is.
Yeah.
I brought a portable projector.
This is huge.
I bring a portable projector with me to the hotel.
wow.
Anthony and I had to remove the TV. We put it on the floor so that we could. Oh no, we just moved it away very far off to
Yeah.
the side. It was very heavy, which also I had to move it by myself the next day.
I'm
I forgot
impressed
to
it
tell you that
wasn't-
on my back.
yeah.
These days, so many of them are mounted,
That's crazy. So we
but also good. I don't have an alternative television system that I'm trying to set up when I go to a hotel.
no, but I don't think the hotels should have the TVs. They should have great projectors.
Like
that
if
with an
hotel rooms just
HDMI.
had projectors and then you could just plug your phone right into it and
Yes.
watch whatever the fuck you want.
That's what we did. It was awesome.
There was a hotel in Denver, this place called Catbird. It's like a real cool
Yeah.
kind of hotel.
Sounds like it.
They do a projector.
Love it.
It's great.
It was awesome.
And projectors are cheap. I got this for $60.
And
Yeah.
you forget the size of a project. Like we were being a little bit high.
Oh, yeah, it's
it
like
was like
IMAX.
Greg and I went to a movie theater to watch the show Reacher.
But in
Yes.
bed.
in bed.
It was
Okay,
amazing.
2 beds too.
2 beds.
Yeah,
cool.
incredible experience.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds
And
awesome.
I brought my Bluetooth speaker.
And it's like snowing outside.
All the lights are
so
off.
cozy as
All the lights-
hell.
Oh my god, you're in the show.
You're in the show.
You're
It
in
was
the show.
incredible.
And we watched a full season and a half because I had never watched. On the drive up, he was like, "Man, Reacher is good," and I went, "Should I give it a shot?" I watched 2 seasons of Reacher in 2 days.
Is Reacher the John Krasinski?
No,
No.
I get why you think that, but it's not. I
What's
also
that?
thought that. That's something else.
That's
it's this other show.
because I think
It's the thing that wants to be Reacher, but it's not Reacher.
I think it's
So Reacher's not okay.
Tom is the John Krasinski show like a Tom Clancy. I think they're both based on
Yeah,
these
they're
sort
like
of
James Patterson
action
yeah,
novel
yeah,
book,
yeah.
whatever.
Okay. All this time I thought Reacher was
No, Reacher is
That.
just a fun, dumb action show.
okay.
It's
Yes.
great.
Jack Ryan.
That's why.
John
Yes.
Reacher, Jack. I'm sorry,
'Cause it's
that's the
Jack
same
Reacher.
name.
Same
It's
shit.
Jack Reacher and Jack Ryan.
and Jack
They're
Ryan
both
was the
Jacks.
Tom
They're both
Cruise thing.
Jacks?
They're both
No,
Jack.
We
John
just figured it
Ryan.
out.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan, Jack
and
Reacher.
Jack Reacher.
John
But
Reacher.
Reacher. It's Jack Reacher.
Actually, it's not. It's
It's
Reacher
just
Reacher. Because
Reacher.
as we noticed in one episode, the mother calls the son. She goes, here's Jim and here's Reacher. And I was like, you're calling your son his last name?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
It's yeah. So
Reacher.
So man, we're in this
Yeah.
hotel room, lights off. We are Reacher
Yes.
right now.
Let me tell you what's-
Butterfingers going nuts.
Oh man. Well,
Is
just on Greg's side.
As Anthony told me, the best thing
Did
I
you
wanted
have
to
beverages? I need
Toilet water.
seltzer
No, we didn't really have
when
anything.
I'm high. I love seltzer when I'm high is like
It's
an
a
adventure.
good move. I think we just had waters.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you had a lot. There are a lot of moving parts to this.
So let me tell you what's great about Reacher, just to do the quick pitch. And this
Yeah.
is what Anthony told me, and it's very true. Reacher is a guy who is 70 times the size of every normal human being, 70 times smarter than every human being,
You don't see those two often together.
never gets even an inch close to losing ever in the show. The entire show,
great.
he dominates everything.
Like it just like a testament to like how many problems he's running up against. Cause like it should just be like once he beats a certain guy, it's like, yeah, there's no more nobody's gonna go up against this guy.
Yeah.
You're never worried about Reacher.
Where is he?
town to town, he's traveling.
In America?
Well, really, one town a season.
Yeah.
But he just goes to a new town, and then the
fucks
town's got a
everybody up?
problem. He's solving that problem.
Is he like trained, like is he like CIA?
Army police. And so that's why he even questions the police, because he's like, you police are not doing the right policing. But he even
like
says, opening scene, he goes, that man is ex-military. And they go, how do you know? He goes, if he wasn't, he'd have been dead in 30 seconds. So if it takes him more than 30 seconds to kill a man, those
Then he
people
clearly
are highly
is
trained.
a Navy SEAL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible.
There's so many holes in Reacher.
Oh, of course.
It's awesome.
I love it.
And it's just it's great. So
My favorite scene is there's a woman at an ATM shaking.
Yes, I've seen this
And then he
on
just
TikTok.
Reacher behind him goes, wink. If the guy, he goes, you're in trouble, right? She's like, yeah. And he was like, be cool. And then he kicks a Cadillac Suburban through the air.
mind you, with the kidnapped child watching all of this in the back seat, she watches a man take a guy out of a car. The guy has a gun in his hand, and he takes the guy physically out of the car, and then I think he opens the door and he goes, problem solved.
Yeah.
He says something unreal.
Yeah. So I'm like, I love when it's like bad guy has a gun, good guy, just a good guy.
Just a
And
good
like
guy.
he's
Yeah.
able to. It's like in real life, that guy is so dead.
The only issue with Reacher is that it may make people like myself believe they are also John Reacher and die.
Yeah, Greg
Yeah.
is at an ATM, like, you got a problem up there? And they're like, sir, are you robbing me? No, I thought you were being kidnapped.
Yeah.
You and your boy. And she's like, I do not have a son.
Right.
We don't even have a car.
That's a dog.
Right. And this is my big problem about the world, right? Is that we've come to a time where women don't want to be saved, and all I want to do is save women. You know what I mean?
I think, and not here, but I think there's a large population where that's working.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Do you know
outside
what I
of New
mean?
York City,
Yeah.
I think there's still lots of
This antiquated sort of
trad
like,
wives who are just like,
Yeah.
no, the husband votes. You know, like
Not-
that's
Votes.
well,
I'm
but
looking for women who are being abused every day that I could swing in like Jack Reacher and kick a Cadillac.
what if
into the
people
sky.
just weren't abusing other people?
Sure, I'd love that too, but then I'm just saying, I'd love to save a woman's life.
You go door to door, Greg.
Yeah.
It's never
Go
happened.
to a red state and go door to door.
And this has happened multiple times. Anytime I've gotten in the way of like a guy yelling at his girlfriend or like abusing whatever, the girl is always like turns on you. They're always on his side. Every single time. It's a mental thing. The real world works in a different way. You know what I mean? It's never the way you want it. It's never like, oh, he's actually kidnapped me. It's like, oh no, I've been mentally abused by this guy for so long that now I think I love him, and now you're stepping in, and now I'm going to yell at you.
Okay.
Every time.
Do you think the size of Reacher has something to do with the difference in these scenarios?
I'm pretty big.
This man is he's the biggest person I've
He's
ever
6'11".
seen.
He's 6'11" with heavy training.
yes, and like a big muscular.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, do you think maybe that it gets a different reaction if it's Reacher?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. The show's a great show. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
So then, Greg, I think, passed out roughly at 7:15.
7:15.
Yeah, sleepy time. gummy.
Butterfinger in his mouth.
Yeah.
Somehow though we did go to get dinner.
Oh, that's true.
We
When
went to
did
get
you take a
some
nap and wake up?
No, we did go to bed at 7:00 that night.
At some point, I think because a couple hours had went by, and we were, where you're like, you're high, where you're like, well, we need more food.
Yes.
And it can't just be a snack. We need a whole other meal.
Yeah, there needs to be like options within it, and
Yes,
it
so
can't
we-
just be like I need popcorn.
Yeah, we powered through a small walk to go get pizza. Had pizza, came back, and then
Do you remember I had an interaction though with the waitress, and you went, "That was fine," and I was like, "Was that fine?" I don't remember what that was, but it was like,
I like somebody
was-
being like, "You did it."
"You got it, buddy."
I think it was ordering. It was you almost because you were teetering.
Yeah.
I forget the exacts of it. I think it was the order.
What was the style of? Was it like a slice joint? Was it like a nice pizza place? Were you sitting down to eat? Were you kind of like standing and scarfing? Were you bringing something back?
Let me give you the analogy of what was happening.
Okay.
You know when you're walking across a balance beam in gym class and you just go fast enough that when you fall off, you're at the end of the balance beam? So
Yes.
that was me talking to the waitress.
Oh, I see.
It
You're like,
was-
I dismounted. It was messy, but I got there.
Yeah, we just went real fast, and then she walked away, and I was like, "Oh, it was the last ditch I had. I almost fell into the lava, brother."
Yeah, you were close, but you did it. You
Yeah.
pulled it off. It was-
What was the issue?
I think it was an over explanation. It was a
Oh.
very simple, you know, because when you're like you were saying, when you're high, it gets a little bit more difficult to navigate
Yeah.
words, and
Yes.
you know, I think she was just asking if we wanted water or what kind of pizza we wanted, and you went maybe a step one or two further than you normally would go.
like explaining.
Yeah,
Like,
explaining. And
we
it was,
would like to eat some food, please.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, that
Yes.
goes without
I
saying.
have traveled here many hours. Like you're just like, what? Shut up.
Yeah.
but it wasn't so bad that it was a dead giveaway.
Right.
Right, but,
But
it
it-
was getting
was-
off the rails.
It was one exactly.
As a man to a woman, we would like to be fooded.
Yes.
I gotta go. You know, we were
It
very
was
close.
It was right there, but you pulled it off, and I think because I think
It's
at
always
that
nice
point,
when that happens.
I was
Feels
a little,
like a win.
Yeah, I was a little less high than you, so I was still high enough to recognize being high. I was a daywalker
Right,
at that
right,
point,
right,
Sure.
right.
you know. But yeah, then I had the pizza, went right back to Reacher, and then Greg passed
What
out.
kind of pizza did you get?
Something that we noticed there before we got this sausage pizza,
Love it. Was it the
Oh, it's
crumbly or
delicious.
the
sliced?
crumbly sausage.
I like the crumbly.
So good.
There's
I don't
American
love a
cheese.
sliced sausage situation. I'd rather have pepperoni, but
Depends on the slice.
I like
the
any sausage.
crumbly, I'm on board.
Give me any sausage, I'll eat it. Breakfast a honey sausage. Oh, I love when they throw a maple sausage.
That's what it was.
A
It was like
turkey
a
sausage.
sweet sausage. It
Oh,
was
like
so
a like
good.
was it like a spicy sweet kind of?
It was
Yeah.
just like a honey sweet. It was so
Oh.
good.
Now I'm going to say now may be controversial,
All right,
but I
first
dare
time
you-
ever from you.
I defy you to go to Vermont and prove me wrong. 90% of the women in Vermont, broad shoulders. Just really, I don't know if it's the weather that they have to be stronger, or they're from maybe they're all a clan, like a certain,
Oh, my bad,
an
man.
ethnic people.
my bad.
A strong woman, maybe they were like of a,
Hardy
a
stock.
Neanderthal or something, descendants of a Neanderthal.
Sure.
I don't know why I got a face on
Tiptoeing
that.
in some dangerous waters, but
Is it?
sure.
I don't know. I don't see sharks. My feet are wet. I'm swimming
I don't
around.
see sharks.
They all just like kind of stocky, broad shoulders,
Yeah.
a face that looked like it's been hit by the wind a lot, but still very beautiful.
Well, I think also it's like
Lived
if you
in.
were
lived in
if you're
face.
living in Burlington, Vermont, I think you like skiing, snowshoeing, being out in the snow. You like that, or you'd leave. Mm-hmm. So
Well,
the
make
people,
your shoulders bigger.
I think they're doing a lot of outdoor activities. There's a lot of
it's
lifting.
Yeah,
not
it's like-
just body frame.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of independent movement going on. Like,
Right.
and there's
Yeah.
also like I can get that myself.
Yeah.
there's a lot of empowerment happening.
yeah, it's an outdoorsy place,
Right.
And it's like a very white place up in the north. It's this.
Very noticeable, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know. I went walking around. I was like, got it.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I'll say I went to a Middle Eastern restaurant and a guy with red hair served me.
No,
Fun, yeah. Never
that's,
seen that
that's
before.
what's happening. Yeah, no, that's never.
I can't explain it, and I know this is against dangerous waters, but again, there was this giant Black Lives Matter sign, not a single black person. And you go like,
Good.
I appreciate.
I mean, not good that there's no black people there, but good that they had the sign up.
No, I mean, yeah, but like for who?
Right.
It's like this isn't your thing here. I get it. Like maybe at that outside Atlantic, but maybe this is where they go to retire. You go, hey, this is our Shangri-La of we're super,
It's not a horrible idea. You go, you've been black in America. It's 65. You get to retire here.
Yeah,
Well,
somewhere
they're
like
they're
super
not letting-
nice.
they're not letting black people retire there.
No, that's what I'm saying. They could populate the area.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it was very much like, it's like,
It's solidarity, and it's showing that it's like real talk. It's like them showing it's a safe space for people if they are there
yeah,
who aren't white.
are not there.
Right.
At all.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. Right.
And I think especially in the winter.
Yeah. It's like me, posting all all gender in my home bathroom. This is an all gender bathroom here. Safe space for.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're like, yeah, you only have one bathroom anyway.
Yeah,
It
for
better
the 4
be.
people who live here.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
yeah. No, I think it's hilarious too. They would do that. I think it's just like it's so funny in the way it's kind of like when you, I don't know if it's exactly like this, but when you like buy the video games before you get the system.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
Where you're like,
Oh, yeah,
if
we're-
they ever come, just know
We're ready.
It's great. We're ready, man. We've been ready.
We're all set up.
Yeah, we're so set up for you. I mean, businesses have been going under because none of you are here.
Right, yeah.
But if you ever come, we're stocked up, man.
Remember the haircut place?
Yeah.
Diversity Hair.
Diversity
There's
Salon.
a place called Diversity Salon.
In Burlington?
In the most undiverse town I've ever been in my life.
What were all the pictures on the,
Literally
on the
white
menu?
with white snow. Couldn't get any more.
Yes,
yeah.
it's the
Even the
whitest
weather was
place.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Diversity Salon.
So funny.
We have so many different haircuts for one lady, one type of person. That's crazy. I mean, you know, good for you.
We have a ton of weaves collecting dust.
Right.
Not a person to sell them to.
Right. Anyway.
But I think it's an outdoor. I think it's a town that attracts a lot of people that enjoy outdoor sports because the outside is very like nice, even if it's cold.
It snowed, and we're in the town center, and this guy's
Oh,
walking
it's
with
great.
snowshoes. And I was like, come on, asshole.
Yeah.
You $600 snow.
Take that out to the woods,
You know,
man.
you know those like
I know
racket
the
shoes?
rackets.
And I'm like,
You ever
you
done it?
don't. No, I got boots.
No, I've never done it. Is it fun?
No,
Doesn't seem. Yeah.
I liked cross country skiing a little bit. We did it up in Ithaca a couple times, but I'd rather downhill ski.
Of course,
course.
more fun.
Yeah,
You glide. That's
Need
the
for
whole
speed.
thing.
It's
You're
right.
seeing
You're
is
not
the
doing.
glide.
Yeah,
Not that'll work.
not just a Nordic track.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But yeah. So and then that was. I think that
We
was
watched
the
Reacher.
extent of the excursion
I forget why we even started telling this story last week.
to rivet the public.
Drove home. Your car broke down.
Right.
It didn't break down. It was overheating.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to do my mechanical skills, which isn't much, but I believe in it.
Was getting windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah, but windshield wiper fluid because we need to cool the car down. I'm like, well, that's not coolant. So I
No.
really just filled his
Now it's
car
all
with
wet.
windshield wiper.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to be good at cars, but it's been a while, so I kind
Yeah.
of forgot. I got a little mixed up. And,
One guy who
fair.
knows zero about cars, another guy who knows a little bit more
Knows
than that
one
guy.
about cars.
He convinced him he needed windshield wiper fluid for an overheating car.
in my
But
defense, you were blowing through windshield wiper fluid because of the
True.
snow.
that is true.
You know what I mean?
I was using it.
Yeah. So his mom. It's a $3 purchase. It's $6.
Which I then saw outside of my mom's car by her parking spot. So she must have just not liked it in her car.
Fair enough. You know.
My mom is such a person of vanity.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't even like people
It's her entire profession.
thinking this could be in the trunk.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and then we got home and it was awesome. And the whole time I was worried that like my wife had to she was like watching the kids on her own.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I gotta get home. And it was like, there's nothing you can do, man. Forced
Yeah, you got
vacation.
Snowed in.
Snowed in.
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, because we literally drove the day after all the snow in the car. It was 8 hours coming. It
Yeah.
literally was 8 hours from here back
Yes.
to wherever Jersey.
Oh, yeah, you
and
dropped me off.
That
You
was
didn't
with
give me-
no snow.
Yeah.
So like, we
it
would
would've
have
been
had
like-
to stop.
Yeah, no, it would have been
We were so tired. We would have gotten into a fight.
Yeah.
for sure.
It would have been arguing.
It would have been ugly.
It
I would
would've
have
been-
demanded I drive.
Driving in bad weather
that's
is
what I was
exhausting.
saying.
Man, Greg, yeah.
I was good.
Yeah.
But I like to drive.
I'll tell you,
Okay.
Greg likes to drive even when he's in the passenger seat.
Yep.
Greg likes to be behind. I almost want to give you a fake steering wheel.
Oh yeah, like
Little gas
like
pedals.
those driver's ed cars
Yeah,
where it's like, yeah, you're driving, but like I'm actually driving.
Yep. Yeah.
They should have more of those.
just
Just,
don't-
just
let
like
me
have something to
drive.
do with your hands.
Just people should just
Also,
let me drive.
solidarity.
Yeah.
It feels cool. Like
Yeah,
you're doing it
we're all
together.
working.
Yeah.
I'm an excellent driver. Just let me drive. I don't understand. Why do people need to be driving?
Because
I clearly need to
sometimes
drive.
people want to drive.
He didn't want to drive. He wanted to prove a point
What was the point?
that I shouldn't be driving. He needed to teach me a lesson.
What was the lesson though?
I like to be. If I'm driving, I'm doing something nice. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm like, let me do the thing.
You're like, I got this.
You,
You
relax.
just sit back.
You do this. You take care of the radio. You make phone calls. I'll drive. I'll drive until we can't drive. I drove the whole way up, and then and Anthony had to prove that he could also do it, so he drove the whole way back.
I don't know that it was much of a competition as you're making it out to be.
Yeah.
As much as
you're like learning now that there was anything below the
Yeah.
surface
Yeah.
besides just I'll drive up, you drive back.
was simply handed the keys by the valet, and it was my mom's car. So I went, well,
All
I
right.
guess I'm driving.
Yes.
I would think it was as simple as that.
But then you saw me going, the guy handed the keys. Like, give me those keys. Ah, fuck. Give me him.
I guess if you need this, fine.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. I think that's my issue. I got control issues. Anyway.
But
Yeah.
it was better. Going back to the Wellbutrin thing, I think everything, whatever things have really curbed themselves since you've been
Sure.
on Wellbutrin.
Sure, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing it.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, maybe it does feel better. I feel better. I guess.
I
You
can
just
feel
living
it.
like this. That's what everyone keeps saying, which is really insulting. I guess
No,
because I
no,
was
it's not
42
like-
years of the other guy.
But it's not like that guy was awful and this is so much better. But it's like, oh, I can see that this is having an effect, and it's like probably
Yeah.
like good
It's-
for you.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
even
good.
think that it's like insulting as much
No.
as it was just like, hey man, this is who you are. We love, and this wasn't like, oh God, all these horrible, it wasn't anything like that. It was just like, hey, this is who you are.
Yeah.
And like, oh, this is a noticeable change in who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Okay. That's good, I guess. I have absolutely nothing left on this story. I'm trying so
No, I
hard
think
to
we-
pull
I
some
think we
chicken.
covered-
come on, man, we did it.
I
We
know,
did it.
but where do
we
we
got
go
two
now?
episodes
pulled
out of a
everything
story
out
about
of-
you guys getting soup and watching TV. I have to say, that's an art form that I'd like to see Call Her Daddy do that.
Yeah, this is filibustering at its finest.
What's Call Her Daddy?
Isn't that the podcast?
I don't
the
know
big
anything else.
podcast.
Just tell me.
It's a
Alex
big podcast.
Cooper?
What's it about? Alice Cooper?
Alex.
I wish.
No, but
I wish it was
uh,
Alex.
If he is he still alive?
Hell yeah.
yeah,
dog.
I think
If he
is.
could have one,
Is Alex Cooper, she got famous on TikTok?
no, that's Alex Earl, I think.
No, I don't know who that is.
There's just a bunch of blonde Alex ladies who are making millions of dollars doing fuck all. So
No, this was like a maybe Indian or Spanish.
it's cool. They're all going to tour doing stand up at some point, and I'm going to watch it from the basement I have to live in.
No, I don't know who that is. But the woman.
How
I'm
could
talking
you
about,
tell who that? That's just like a blonde woman.
Well, because the woman I'm talking about had black hair.
Oh.
She did like TikTok things, and she was doing a lot of stand up for a while, and she was trying to become a bigger stand up. And
There are some of
I don't know
those
who
with
that
some
was.
different
I want
names.
Alex Cooper. Alice Cooper.
No, there's a
know,
couple we could talk about, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a lot of podcasts out there that aren't doing this. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Nah, actually, they are. They're doing this, but they're hotter.
Yeah.
This is exactly
Right.
what they're doing.
And they
Yes.
have money for production.
Well, they're not able to stretch one story into 2 episodes. They got to get Katy Perry on there telling the worst thing of her life and then still talking about other stuff. We're talking about watching TV, and we got 2 hours.
The world turned on Katy Perry.
Yeah, it was
I
earned.
liked her. What did she
Really?
do?
She just kind of sucks.
Yeah, you just kind of. You're allowed to just kind of suck
I don't know.
without the
I
world
think
hating you.
she's she loved Rick Caruso, the LA mayor, who's like basically the owner of the Grove, and he's like a shitty billionaire, and it's like anti-homeless, and so like I don't think she's got she's so rich and she's been famous and rich for so long. Like those people's politics are never that great, and then people were like, this music isn't even that good anymore.
Oh come on! Don't talk about her music.
It's always that. I
Lion-
think
I'm-
when you reach a certain level of stardom, you get sort of critiqued differently.
Yes.
and it's if you can hold up to that critique.
Yeah.
and then I think most people can't.
Yeah.
Right.
because most people are just people.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, like, I think the music that she put out was like, oh, this is like a watered down version of what you put out a long time ago that was like right for the time. Like, I think people were like, the new stuff feels like 2015 in a way that isn't good.
Yeah.
She's not evolving.
Right. You don't
Right.
want to get yeah. That's why it's kind of scary to get famous.
I know.
You kind of get kind of.
We're all like talking ourselves out of it. It's like, yeah, nobody wants to be rich and famous. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I want to be almost
Then
rich
let's
and
stay
famous.
right
I
here.
love renting.
Just a little more. But the thing is, if it gets too high, if you blows up too fast, you become Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be Hawk Tua.
No.
I do want to start my own crypto coin though.
Why?
the fine line between I don't want to be Hawk Tua, but I would love my own crypto coin.
Wow. I don't think anyone's ever thought that.
I think I could probably just start my own crypto coin.
I think anybody
I
can.
have a
If-
crypto
if,
coin now.
if that landscape is any evidence, I think anybody can do it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm good. I'm good where I'm at.
Without a crypto coin?
If I
Well, I'd
think
like to just get where you're at. I'm not where you're at.
I'm where you're at. I just don't have 2 kids.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you want to get rid of your kids?
No, I just need to get. I
I understand what you're saying.
to where I was before 2 kids.
right.
You know?
So if you could double me
Double my
to
double
cancel
me.
out the kids.
Yeah.
Or just let my wife get a real fucking job.
Mm.
Anyway, it is kind of fun because she's working from home and I'm bringing home the bacon. It's crazy. I can't be the one who does this. Like, I'm making the money. And I'm like, this is here. And I'm like, this is not what we signed up for. You had a city job and I'm an artist. And now she's like, you're making the money. And I'm like, I can't sustain this. Is crazy. I'm running as fast as I can. I smacked the guacamole out of her hand the other day because she wanted guacamole at Chipotle. I said, what is happening here? I smacked it out of there.
Now I have to get a job here.
Yeah, it's crazy to be doing the best you ever have been in comedy
I understand.
and literally the worst you've ever been doing financially.
I
Yeah.
understand. I've been there.
You've never been there.
I have.
You don't understand me.
I do. I do get you. When things were at its financially worst with my mom.
Yeah.
That's how it
Oh,
felt.
that's right. I forgot.
Where
You did
I
have 2
was
kids.
Yeah.
You
where
had-
I had one kid who should have known better,
But double
Yeah.
the age.
worse than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it felt. Where I was like, "This is insane. I'm doing
Yeah.
the best I've ever been doing and the worst I've ever been doing." It was so frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife went, I don't know. She had she was at the Ritz-Carlton this weekend because she has a Marriott credit card and they give her points. And so that she had like a free
Right.
That's nice.
night at this crazy hotel. And so I was like, yeah, go get away. And then she was like, I might get. I was like, don't you fucking order anything. You get the free hotel.
Yeah.
All right, that is it. You crazy? Yeah. I'm start telling people what I'm gonna start doing for comedy is bringing my own feature, but I'll just bring myself and a fake mustache.
This is a
Then
great
I
idea.
get the
This
feature
is
money.
great. But
This
you already
is
have a mustache, so what's the fake one?
I'll put it on top of it.
Yeah, 2 mustache.
It looks exactly the same. You take it off.
I go on. I'll have
You
my
talk
opener.
shit about the headliner.
I'll have to write a 20-minute act for this guy. Maybe he'll be a handicapped comedian. What kind of comedian should he be? I'll come out in a wheelchair.
Nope.
probably
not
wheelchair
that.
comic.
Ooh, you probably don't want to do all that.
Well,
No.
I'll tell you why.
Now you're spending money.
I got a wheelchair. That's why I have a wheelchair in my house.
Okay.
But here's the
But
thing.
no.
The funny thing to me
You're going to be
is
found out very quickly,
Yeah.
too, by the way.
They're going to see you stand up to go back on stage as the headliner and be like, wait a minute.
no, every time they come to the green room, I go, oh, he just stepped out. Oh, Wheels is in the other room.
Also, like, you're talking about being exhausted with what you're doing now. This is way more work.
Well,
for
I
not.
get the
Also,
feature
you're gonna
money.
have to pay off the host not to say anything.
Yeah, right.
This is gonna be worse.
Keep
for you.
the roost going like Superman. And it's so funny to
the
me.
confidence you have.
Some comedy clubs don't have ramps for wheelchair. So when I used to be a door guy at Rascals, we'd have to hoist the wheelchair comedian onto the stage. Them doing that to me would be so funny because I'm fat and I can walk. So I would make them carry me to the stage, put me down, and I'll do all my wheelchair jokes. You know?
all of your guessing what a wheelchair person's life
Right.
is like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the HOV lane?
Anyway,
I hope that is a bit.
well, we
that
talked
some
about our weekend. What about you, Lib?
I don't really have a lot going on.
That's fine. Where are we at?
Yeah.
101.1
Great.
CSFM.
We killed it.
We're done, man.
Yeah.
We're done.
We did it.
We're done.
We went above and beyond our own expectations. We were just trying to do one episode off that story.
Two
Oh,
fulls.
yeah. I think we could squeeze 3.
I think we could talk more about my wheelchair opening act joke that you guys
I think
are
this is such a good exit.
lambasting.
Yeah, man. I
It'd
think
be really funny.
No.
To be my own feature and a different guy.
Yeah, I think that's funny.
I think that's
your
funny.
whole
I don't think you
wheelchair
need to bring
part-
wheelchairs into it. You have crutches.
But the wheelchair guy, they can cancel him because he's not me. So when they're like, this guy doesn't even belong in a wheelchair, I'd be like, I know, I hate that guy.
You think they're
And
not
he's
going to
gone.
figure out it's you?
But
They're
he's
gonna
not.
know it's you.
Yeah, but
The
he's-
thing they're going to know about it, wheelchair aside, they'll be like, this is one guy because
still-
we see his head.
they're canceling the character.
You're asking us to live in a world where you're your own feature. We already have to believe that. Then you're asking us to believe you're a wheelchair guy.
Oh, all my Professor Xavier jokes. Oh my
All
God.
of them.
All of them?
I'll write a few. I'm sure I'll get a few in there, you know. I'll get a blanket for myself. I'll always have a blanket.
Oh, for your FDR chunk.
For my legs.
Sure.
Yeah, for my legs to keep them. So people don't see my freakish leg. I go, this is my blanket so you don't see my freakish legs. They're really freakish under here. That's fun. I'll have a puppet.
A puppet?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. All
Well, maybe that's for next week.
Good as time as ever.
right. All right.
Do you have any ads or anything else to do?
Join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon. for God's sakes.
Patreon.com/welcome to Talktown.
That's
or
it.
Talktown Podcast.
Yep.
Or email us at talktownpodcast@gmail.com if
Oh.
you have any notes or ideas. And you can buy an ad if you Venmo Anthony $20.
That's right.
We've probably gotten past this already, but I did want to say this on the last episode. I forgot, but who knows with the time with these. On the last Patreon, our Zoom link. We ran out of time.
Yeah.
In the middle of a sentence.
Oh, and it just ends.
And it just ends. We will be continuing that
right.
conversation
On Patreon.
On Patreon. So if you're like, what the fuck? What happened? You go, oh, no. It's a TBC episode with just a Zoom. We're not paying for the full Zoom.
Yeah. We're not going to pay for Zoom.
Yeah. And I'll say this. Most episodes are not going to be Zoom. We just had
Yeah,
to
we
this
just
week.
had a scheduling situation.
We had a scheduling situation. And that's
But
it.
this is another week of the core crew.
Yeah, that was fun. This was a fun one.
man.
This is great.
There's
All right.
something in my phone that says March 12th at Grove 34.
Oh, that's my show. That I thought you were I'm gonna get really
This
hot.
comes after that, I think.
March
Or no.
12th.
I think this comes out the day of.
All right. Well, if you're listening
Tonight.
to this tonight,
We're filming here at Grove 34. I'm gonna get really high.
Okay,
Write a
that's
bunch
what
of
that is.
material.
Oh, nice.
And then perform the material. And then if you wanted to come too, I was gonna have Anthony. You were gonna. I think your idea was.
You want? Yeah, I think I'm involved. We should do Libby too. Make it like a talk down event.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, let me make sure. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
come to
it.
that maybe.
Yeah.
And then if you're in the Pittsburgh area, March 13th, I'm headlining the Pittsburgh Improv.
Oh,
You
nice.
just said March 13th was the date of the Grove 34
12th.
show.
The 12th.
Oh, the next day. Well, you'll be very tired. He'll be very tired at that show.
It's not gonna be a great show. I'll be very, as Greg said, I'll be very tired. So might as well not attend.
Because of the hard work you put in on the show before, the night before.
It'd be lucky if I show up, to be honest with you. March 14th and 15th at the Wisecrackers in Pennsylvania. Mohegan Sun, Wilkes-Barre. That's where that is.
Wilkes-Barre.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Well, the good thing
come
about
on
it is
now.
they pay a lot.
Okay.
cut
Yeah,
that.
they pay a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll just cut this plug.
No.
And then that's pretty good. I think March 27th, I'll be in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Don't know where, but I'll be there.
All right.
All
That's
right.
fun.
This is all. Oh, wait. No, these are big things. I got big things.
Okay.
March 10th, I'm doing my solo show at UCB at 5:30.
This will definitely be after that.
Ow, yeah, no. Yeah, well, March 22nd, come to Gutter to see it again.
Oh, nice.
On
There you
Saturday
go.
night. Yeah, so come to that because I'm going to tape that to try to sell to streamers.
Oh, nice.
It was Sam's grand plan.
Remember when streamers were just things you put on the side of a bike handle so it looks like you're going
Yeah.
real
Oh,
fast?
those were so fun.
Yeah. All right, we'll
All
see you
right.
later.
Bye.
Welcome to Talk Time.